Remember, you promised never to do this again. Yes, here you are. And I'm not trying to shame you for this addiction, but my friend, anytime you indulge in this harmful consumption of this content, it has dire effects to your mental health. You see, you notice something that immediately you begin consuming these kinds of content, you start sexualizing women. You see them as objects as opposed to humans. You are most likely to do something stupid. You are more likely to do something, maybe show the opposite gender your bulge, hoping she might grab it and do something nasty. But my friend, you're living in a fantasy land. That is most likely never going to happen. In fact, you're more likely to get out of your apartment and get crushed by a meteor than for that to happen. And it's fine because you think like this because those contents have conditioned you into reason like this. But although you know it's acting, your subconscious mind cannot differentiate what is real and false or what you're thinking about. That's why you can think about someone and cry physical tears. What if I lose this person? Or what if X person dies? So yeah, your subconscious mind is very objective. It can't differentiate between reality and visualization. But that's not the discourse of today. The discourse of today is how to help you leave this addiction. The first is you can't quit. You can't quit. Majority of you say, I want to quit this addiction. Majority of you want to stop. But my friend, you've tried it by willpower and you end up relapsing because you do not change existing reality by changing existing reality. You change it by creating a new model that makes the existing reality obsolete. So you do not change habits, you replace them, a bad habit with a good one. So the time you spend on page 64 looking for that perfect video, you can channel that time into doing something productive. You can go to the gym, socialize, meet with new people. And this might seem more difficult than it is, but I guarantee you it's not. Because the time you spend thinking about how to do it, thinking about how to go out there and put yourself and try to socialize, it's just confusing that you rather stay in that state than to tread the unknown. This is something we see with our body. We rather remain at one position than for us to explore the unknown because you're comfortable in the familiar. So the moment you want to quit an addiction, you replace it with a good habit. You go to the gym, you read a book, you do something that does not connote to that bad activity you're trying to avoid. So a step further from that would be to eliminate all triggers. I can't emphasize this enough. If there are posters or magazines in your room, throw them out the trash. You can't say you want to quit something, but yet you simulate the atmosphere that puts you in the position to execute that bad habit. It's like a drunkard saying, I'm going to stop drinking, I'm going to stop drinking, but end up going to the bar to sit or have fun, having fun in the bar, he's most likely going to end up drinking back again. So if you are a drunkard and you want to stop drinking, then the bar is probably the last place you want to be. Shift all meet up, shift all hangout, anything that triggers you to that bad habit, triggers that bad habit, you should eliminate it. Majority of you is social media, especially TikTok and Instagram. I'm not saying YouTube is not, sexualized, but it's way more over on these platforms because those platforms are designed to addict you to their platform because that's how they make money. Even the CEO of Netflix said his biggest enemy is sleep. So he has so eliminated every single person standing in his way that the only thing in his way is our God-given sleep. So eliminate all triggers throughout that magazine. Unfollow those accounts. Unfollow those Instagram models. You cold text every day expecting a response. Even the porn stars and those actresses you send texts and pictures of. You know what I'm talking about. So stop all of that. Eliminate all triggers. You can't quit. Stop resisting it. Majority of you, when you say you're going to stop, the moment you say you're going to stop, it means you're fighting against it. It means that's all you think about. And if it's all you think about, it's only a matter of time before you act it out, because as a man thinketh, so it is. And whatever your attention is on, it expands. So stop thinking of it. Anytime you find yourself battling with the thought, should I do it? Should I not? Should I do it? Should I not? Should I do it? Immediately, just tell yourself, no, I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man. I don't indulge in those kind of childish activities anymore. Therefore, I'm not going to do it. And drop it. Focus or do something else. Focus your attention on something way totally unrelated to that addiction. So ignore it. It's like, for example, it's like whatever you ignore fades into destitute. Whatever you ignore fades into lack of disuse. I kind of see everything as pendulums. So a pendulum, imagine a swing. To move a swing, you must push it a certain way, and it continues to move corresponding to the number of adherents administered to the swing. So if the number of adherents reduces, the pendulum or the swing moves slowly. And if it stops completely, the swing stops completely. And all of this are like examples are like, ancient tools, pads, ancient fashion, etc. So the moment you stop pushing that pendulum, the moment people stop focusing their attention on that pendulum, it begins to slow. It begins to move slowly, slowly until it stops completely. The same thing with that addiction. The more you're focusing on it, the more you're reinforcing that pendulum. So stop reinforcing the pendulum by taking your attention off it. Focus on something else. Focus on learning a skill. I advocate for learning a skill so much because you can't just learn a skill. You have to learn 1,000 other skills in the process. It's like trying to learn sales, for instance. Learning sales, you have to learn your body language, your tonality, your communication skills. There are so many bricks you have to take in order to build that bridge of sales. So you build that bridge brick by brick, in order to get to the final product. So stop resisting it. Sometimes it's best to let go. Image. Imagine the small wound. If ignored, it heals by itself. But if you go to a doctor, he further complicates it by tearing it open the more, administering iodine, spirit, bandage, plaster. Now you have to go for weekly checkup in order for this injury to heal. But had you left it alone, it would have healed by itself. Majority of you understand this concept because you've had blisters. Blisters that you just look at it and within a week or matter of days, it's healed by itself. So the same thing with this addiction. Stop focusing on it. Sometimes it's like holding on to a rope where someone is pulling from the other hand. It hurts you, but sometimes it's best to let go. There are battles that you can't win. There are battles you can run away from, not win. So conquering your addiction would require you not to focus on it any longer. It's not a constant battle, it's a game. So drop it once and for all. You're no longer that kind of person that does that. As always, my friend, it's a pleasure speaking to you. Stop giving me more watch time hours. Go do something. I'll see you in the next one.